but do you think that stuff they're doing with Lomachenko, where they literally took a loss off his record?
See, I'm gonna say this about Lomachenko because, like, let's just face the fact: Lomachenko and fighters like him have what you call a complexion protection. At the end of the day, it's a question of should we have Lomachenko in our pound for pound best fighter on the planet? I never thought Lomachenko was pound for pound best fighter on the planet, no matter how much ESPN tried to push him. Because, like I said before, at the end of the day, Lomachenko lost to a dude with double-digit losses, and he legitimately lost.
So let's talk about that. His loss, and because I brought this up the other day, I said that Lomachenko shouldn't have been worried about the money because, first of all, he wasn't, after he lost against Salido, he wasn't he shouldn't have been A side anyway. He should have been B side, and he should have been taking whatever money Salido was going to give him. You know, in that rematch, because he was A side, and Lomachenko was B side, because he lost, right? Mm-hmm. That's how it go, right?
And the funny part about Lomachenko, he never wanted to revenge that fight neither.
Yeah, I know.
He never wanted that.
Crazy.
He never wanted to revisit that fight.
You think his styles make fights? You think Lomachenko knew he couldn't fuck with him because of his style?
I think his style was so difficult for Lomachenko. Because Lomachenko, one, he have short arms. And one thing about Lomachenko, like if you keep him, like Lomachenko's best attributes is keep you in the middle of the ring, or basically places punches and then he resets and come back in. Lomachenko is not going to spend a whole bunch of time trying to dig to the body fight on the inside. He's a reset fighter. He's a jump in, jump out type of fighter. But he places punches like nobody's business. He is a very accurate and sharp puncher. But he has his weaknesses. Can't fight going backwards. And he don't like physical fighters. That's where I do feel Teofimo Lopez has an advantage over Lomachenko. I feel if Teofimo Lopez can make Lomachenko feel uncomfortable in the early rounds, I think he can have some success. I don't think, because Lomachenko...
So, but being that they've been protecting Lomachenko, no matter what Timo do, they're going to get a fight to Lomachenko. So it's almost like Lomachenko already won the fight, even if he lose bad, which that's a great possibility. I see Lomachenko getting knocked down twice in that fight, and they still giving him that fight.
You know what? I don't know about that, because see, I'm going to tell you what. You do got to remember, Lomachenko is a little bit older now. Lomachenko is 32, 33 years old. So you kind of got to want, and keep in mind, this dude had like an astronomical amount of amateur fights. Right. So he kind of, to me, as far as I'm concerned, shit, you talking about, what,
like 50 years old?
You talking about 40 years old?
He's really 50 in boxing age, like dog age.
and he became professional at age 26, when he really should have tried to become professional like maybe 22. So to me, he already got a lot of rounds in due to the fact he had like 400-something amateur fights. It's still rounds. It's still a little bit of wear and tear, even though you had a body gear on. And once again, he started professionally at 26. So you kind of got to wonder, has Lomachenko already reached his peak? Because if you look at some of Lomachenko's few fights, Lomachenko has been getting hit a lot, and he hasn't been dominating fights. He's winning fights, but he's like winning every round. He lost rounds against Norris. Hold on. He lost rounds against Norris. He lost rounds versus Campbell and then Pedraza. And he's got touched up in his past 3 fights. So you're starting to see that Lomachenko is starting to get the wear and tear.
I'll tell you my opinion about Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a type of fighter that he came in the game. He don't have that many fights, so he don't really have a track record like somebody like a Floyd Mayweather who fought 20 world champions, and all these guys that actually fought people, hard people to beat, you know what I mean? But Lomachenko got a few people that was world champions on his record. But in my opinion, what he should have did like Floyd. He should have moved up to 140, and he should have had, at the time, he should have fought Bud. Bud was at 140. They could have fought, you know what I mean? And then all that pound for pound mess would be eliminated. Because and I know, if Lomo moves up to 140, Like Floyd. Floyd moved up. When Floyd fought Canelo, the next day he was only 146. You know what I'm saying? How big was Canelo? Oh, Canelo had to be about what, 170? 178? 180?
Well, reports said that Canelo possibly had ballooned up to like well over 170.
Right.
But see, here go the thing that they gonna use with a guy like Lomachenko, because me and you just seen him in person. Lomachenko was a real tiny dude. I think him going up to 140, I think that's possibly, I think that would be disastrous for him. Just like all the talk a couple of weeks ago when you heard Gary Russell Jr. talking about he would go up 4 weight classes to fight Bud, and I was just like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be the same thing with old boy. He tried to go up in weight.
Yeah, because I think Lomachenko, and people talked about that too, that, okay, maybe you should go up to 140 before Bud becomes a full-fledged 147 pounder. And then that quickly got killed because, the Lomachenko apologist was like, oh, that fight doesn't make any kind of sense. It doesn't make any money for you. Yeah. But to me, it would have made a lot of sense. It was because Bud fought at 135.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot about that. They got a belt down at that weight.
And they could have fought. If they didn't fight at like 140, they could have found some even ground. They could have fought at maybe 138 or something. But the thing is, with Lomachenko, when I look at him, it's a question of how good he is at 135. I just don't think that Lomachenko can survive at 140. He definitely 147.
I don't think he like let me give you a good example. If Mike Garcia went back to 135 and Bud went back to 135, do you think Lomachenko wouldn't even be in the conversation? Because he would either have to fight at 135 or he had to go all the way back down. Either one. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about Errol Spence? And,
Yeah, I've been waiting to talk about
Danny Garcia.
Well, either two things is going to happen. Either Errol Spence is going to be the Errol Spence that we've been used to seeing, the rough, rugged, you know what I'm saying, sharp, accurate body puncher that's just going to more than likely just cruise to a victory versus Danny Garcia, or we could see somewhat of a gun-shy Errol Spence, because at the end of the day, we got to see how his face is from, the accident, how his nerves is the first time he gets hit with the, without any headgear on. So it's going to be interesting what happens the first time Danny Garcia lands a meaningful punch, because eventually he will land something meaningful on Errol Spence, and then we just want to see how Errol Spence relaxes. So do you think it was a good idea for Errol Spence to fight somebody like a Danny Garcia, who is a beast? He's not a B fighter. He's not a C fighter. He's an A+ fighter. Who is at the top of his game. Well, that's what I'm saying. We about to find out November the 21st. Me, myself, I think they should have gave Errol Spence a lighter touch, because I do feel like Danny Garcia got enough power. He can do some serious damage to Errol Spence if he lands something flush. And like I said,
but you said lighter touch. Who he could have fought that would have been acceptable?
Shit, they could have gave Errol Spence somebody like Red Cash, or somebody like, they could have gave Errol Spence somebody like that. They could have gave him a light touch. They could have just gave him a lower tier welterweight. They could have gave him Adrian Granados, because Adrian Granados would have went up for the money. I know Adrian Granados went back down to like 140, but for the right price, Adrian Granados would have went up to 147. Somebody like that. I mean, Danny Garcia is considered a top welterweight. Errol Spence is saying he's gonna blow
Danny
through.
Garcia ain't no joke, man. I mean, this, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna ever see that fight, the fight that we probably both want to see, which is Errol Spence and your boy Bud, because that's the fight that everybody wants to see. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's gonna ever happen. I wish it would happen. Because that definitely will make my day. All right, y'all. Y'all subscribe, man. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check me out on my YouTube page, on my IG page, realboxing_facts. You know what I'm saying? I got my man here. He check him out on the page.
Town Business, Sports and Entertainment. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know where to find me. Baby.